my resumed thoughts on this. Did Sophie made a mistake? She did. Should she have taken accountability? She should have. Did she? She did. Is there anything else she can do? No. Was it bad? Her actions, yeah, but the fact that she took accountability was responsible enough, and there's nothing else that she can do about it other than just move on and prove to her fans that has sticked around that she has learned from her mistakes. And for those that didn't think that apology was enough, then they just have to move on and find another creator that they think deserves their time and their support more than she does. I'm back. Also, if you see this mic, this is because Aaliyah Simone convinced me to buy it. And if you don't know who she is, she's one of my favorite creators. I think the only creator that I'm actually a fan of. I watch her consistently. I've been watching her for years, and she has a gorgeous, amazing editing style. She's also been doing this forever, since she's a teenager, and she graduated college already. So, and this is actually an amazing mic. I did not expect it to be so good, which I'm very glad because it was sort of expensive. Also, if you're wondering where I've been writing. I'm a writer now. I just write as a hobby, but I'm about to finish my first book, and it's been quite a journey. These past few weeks, I've just been editing a lot. I think editing is one of the things that takes the longest, and it's like the hardest. I think it's even harder than writing the book because you have to make sure that the plot is consistent, that the characters' voices are making sense, and also you're not using too many of the same words, and it's just a lot that goes into it. I think this is like my fourth time editing, and I could even do more edits, but at one point you just have to stop because if you don't, you're never gonna be finished. And I think this is the version that I'm most satisfied with, so I'm just gonna leave it at that. I also started just drafting the next book that I want to write, and I'm not like a professional writer, Jesus Christ, no. I'm just like a hobby, I post like. And I'm also not gonna mention the books that I wrote because I don't know, they're just too personal. My partner was telling me that I should send it to one of her friends, and no, I don't want to do that. It's like awkward and embarrassing. But about how long has it been? I think about a month ago, I said that I recorded a video talking about Sophie and her controversy with the AI promotion that she did on her channel. And I recorded like 2 hours. I cut it to like 40 minutes, and then while I was doing the asset things and stuff that I was gonna pull her video, I realized the video was deleted.
Do y'all remember the time I went on a first date wearing a full set of knight's armor and it didn't go so well? So my therapist recommended that I finally process that experience. Okay, so here's the video. It was a coffee date. I did wear a full set of knight's armor. At one point he explained that he had to go take a call and went to the bathroom. He never came back. And what we're gonna do is turn that video into a song and then listen to it together.
I wore a full set of knight's armor. A feudal alliance was a total drama. Negotiating a treaty with the T.
Anyways, if you want to see for yourself, try YouTube's new speech-to-song feature.
And also, she had posted an apology, which makes sense. It just took me like 2 days for me to work on that video. My opinion has changed that much since I recorded the video. I also recorded like talking about the apology and stuff when I realized. And the reason why I haven't posted it is because
you're a lazy piece of shit.
If you can hear me in the kitchen, it's because I'm doing pancakes because it's early in the morning and it's the weekend. So I'm meant to be cleaning my house and just procrastinating. I also have to eat because I'm hungry as hell. Yeah, I recorded that video and I still haven't finished working on it. And at this point, I don't think I'm going to because I think it is easier to just record a new video talking and summarizing the things, my thoughts and stuff, because in that video, I just showed a lot of messages from her fans on her community, which is how I find out about this thing in the first place. Because like I said, I don't watch her. A post showed up in my feed of people complaining about her doing this promotion, and I was like, oh, that's interesting. And they just more kept showing up. I'm messy and way curious for my own good, so I was like, I just want to see what the drama is about. So I checked. The gist of the thing is that she posted an AI. Oh, do I have to explain who Sophie is? She's a fashion influencer. She does like get ready with me and videos of her outfits and stuff. She started popping up on my feed about, gosh, I don't even know how long ago it was. It was when she was doing a series of a different costume every day on summer. Anything like that. I don't typically tend to watch fashion influencers. Her style is really cute. I just don't wear that many stuff when I get dressed. Also, she seems to have a thing for Padme from Star Wars, which is cute. Yeah, she has been pretty problematic as far as I've known. I've never seen like any controversy she's in apart from this one. I know I just found out recently that someone, I don't know, a guy was just beefing with her and she let him know that she was actually like really fucking smart. So good for her. I definitely don't have that level of IQ. She has about 5 million subscribers on YouTube. A few weeks ago, she posted a video promoting a new feature on YouTube, which is just an AI feature where you can make a song out of a video. All hell broke loose because people didn't like that. Her fans did not like that. There were a lot of comments just basically saying that they were very disappointed that she decided to promote an AI feature, being a creative person, because one, her partner is a musician. Two, apparently she verbally denounced AI sometime. I haven't been able to corroborate that or anything. Three, she's a creative person that is promoting a feature and a software that is actively taking away jobs from creative people. And four, it's just really bad for the environment in general. And it just sits wrong with people because she's very unproblematic. And like I said, she has been very vocal about how intelligent she is. And, there's just different levels of intelligence. That doesn't mean that she's perfect. She definitely isn't. But I guess people held her to a different standard when it came to that sort of thing. And I understand how disappointed it can be when you really trust a creator and then you realize that maybe they don't share the same values that you do, or maybe they're willing to compromise their values for a check, because I'm pretty sure the only reason why she did this sponsorship was because of the money. And a lot of people were saying that, she doesn't necessarily need the money. She's very wealthy. She was wealthy before and she's very wealthy now. She has 5 million subs. She gets about 1 to 3 million views per short on YouTube. She has an insane closet. The video that she posted before this video was actually her doing a outfit with clothes from a very expensive brand that is like $500 a hoodie. That doesn't mean that a person is definitely like rich, but you would assume she's very wealthy considering her audience, her views, her time on the internet. If she hasn't invested that money well, then that just seems like a personal problem, She makes about like 600,000 at least a year. Also seen a rise of influencers talking about how they ran out of money. They were very wealthy at one point and now they have to go back to 9 to 5 jobs because they can afford the lifestyle, which also I would say, is sort of, a personal problem if you cannot manage your money well. But I also understand that everybody is an influencer now, so the money is not the same as it was a few years ago when there were just like a handful of influencers that would just share the money pot. For a few days, this was the only thing that her audience talked about. There were people condemning her because not condemning her, they were mostly like disappointed that she promoted an AI feature. There were other people that were just defending her, saying everybody uses AI, which you can just say you don't care about the environment. That's completely fine, I guess. It's weird that you're like dumping everybody on the same boat as you because you cannot for sure say that everybody uses AI. I cannot remember exactly why, but I'm pretty sure I have used it. I don't tend to like AI because, call me a conspiracy theorist, but I just don't trust robots. Like artificial intelligence just weirds me out because I have seen, I guess, too many sci-fi movies to know that we're gonna be, overtaken by robots sometime of our lifetime. So, like, I don't trust it. This is actually one of the things I remember. Okay, I asked that once, and he was saying like, "Oh, I understand what some people wonder about that," and it's like, I don't have feelings, so I don't have ones, and it's like, you could also be lying to me. Like, how would I know? But it could also be totally innocent, and I'm just being paranoid. It's really bad for the environment. Like, I'm not the most eco-conscious person, but I'm pretty sure that's the reason why I'm melting every time I go out of my house now. And I'm just really pissed at everyone that contributed to that because we are running out of water because AI is using all our freaking resources. That's neither here nor there. It does have something to do with this. And also, I saw a really amazing post from somebody that made like a essay, which sounded like a freaking poem about this on her community, which I'm probably gonna like insist. I was like flabbergasted. For the first few days, that's what people were talking about. They wanted an apology. She didn't seem to be addressing it. She seemed to be posting like normally. She turned off the comments on her video, which was one of the things that people were really mad about because, she was actively trying to suppress the criticism, at least on that particular video, which I understand how it can be exhausting. And not exhausting, maybe like, it just when you have that many people on the internet just criticizing you, it is harsh. She's still a freaking human being. And I don't think anybody is ready. Like, if it hurts just when one person criticizes you, imagine just like having thousands, if not millions, of people criticizing you, saying how disappointed they are in you as a person because of choices that you made. And you could be like, yes, I understand, I made a mistake, but how can you fix it? I guess I can see multiple aspects of this debate and this conversation. When you are known for being a very ethical person and you build your fan, it's like I saw a D'Angelo Wallace video a few weeks ago talking about Lizzo and how she was blaming just the rise of streaming for the fact that her recent album flopped when it's probably the fact that she has been in a lawsuit because apparently she has pushed boundaries of her dancers and she has fat shamed people and stuff, and her audience, her followers, her fans just didn't really like that. And a lot of people were saying like, oh, it's crazy how she's being canceled for that when Chris Brown, which is an abuser, which I think both of them have talked about it, but I don't want to get into it. But Chris Brown, who has been said to be an abuser, still has an insane amount of fans, which I think there's a difference there and is the type of fan base that you accumulate. Because Lisa's fans liked her because of the message that she preached. She preached about inclusivity, she preached about standing your ground, being your own person, being confident in yourself and your body and stuff, and then she is actively doing things that contradict what she's saying. So her fans, which are very probably, very conscious people when it comes to that sort of thing, probably don't feel comfortable supporting a person that is known to do those things versus Chris Brown fans who just follow him for his music and probably don't care in the first place. It's like when a commentary creator does a mistake versus a normal influencer or like a lifestyle influencer. Commentary creators are probably gonna get a lot more hate, not more hate, but are probably gonna get a lot more criticism because the audience that they have built follow them because of their point of view and their values and the fact that they criticize other people for making mistakes. So when they make a mistake, the audience that they built are probably gonna criticize the mistake that they made. And so she has an audience that is very creative. That's one of the things that were being mentioned a lot on her comments. Disappointed because they were like, you are promoting something that is harmful to our jobs and our livelihood. And you have a boyfriend that is a musician. And of course, we care about AI because it affects the community that we're part of and it affects our lifestyle and just all of that. So I think that is something really important to point out is the type of audience that you have built contributes and affects the criticism that you're gonna get if you make a mistake on the internet. I don't think anybody is exempt from criticism, and sadly when you post online you are kind of putting yourself in a situation where you can be criticized because, like, for example, if somebody tells me they hate my opinion, it would probably hurt me, But at the same time, I cannot tell them, oh, you cannot say that because I posted shit publicly, So I'm kind of welcoming that criticism, even if that, even if it's not warranted or anything like that. About 2 days after that video, she did post an apology, and it was on her community. She didn't make a video. I checked just before I started recording this video. She hasn't posted a video on her channel about it, which a lot of people were saying, like, you have to do that, like, not all of your fans are in your fucking community tab waiting for you to make an apology, and it makes complete sense, like, of course. No, I do think she should have made a video at least addressing that, as well as a community post where she addressed it. Her apology was really good. I wouldn't say it's perfect, but it's better than most apologies that people have made. And also, a lot of people are saying, like, oh, there's people that have done worse things and nobody's calling them out. There's like other creators that have done that and they're not calling out. And just because one person does it and their audience doesn't care does not mean that another creator is exempt from criticism. Like, two things can be true at once. If their audience doesn't care, their audience doesn't just care. But if her audience cares, they do. And they're allowed to be disappointed in her when, you know what? Like, I hate when people say, like, oh, the creator doesn't owe anything to you. When technically they do owe it to their fans. The reason why they have money, the reason why they have the lifestyle that they do, is because of their fans. It's because their fans decide to watch them and invest their money on them. The reason why they get brand deals is because brands know that their audience trusts them enough to check out what they're promoting, and because they have an audience that watches them and they can monetize that audience. So they do technically owe their fans because they have made their career because of them. When it comes to celebrities that, make movies and stuff, also, I think that does also apply because you're making money of people deciding to support you. So you kind of do owe them in a way. This is a really interesting conversation that I should probably just circle back into. But when it comes to influencers, I do think they owe their fans because it is thanks to their fans that they have built their following, their money, their lifestyle, their audiences. Like, anything of that is thanks to their fans. Anything that they have is mostly thanks to their fans. So they do owe them at least the respect enough to acknowledge that. And it doesn't mean that they have to be perfect. It doesn't mean that they have to do whatever they want. It just means that they cannot just sit there and say, like, oh, I don't owe anything to you when you're the one that helped me get to where I am. And if it wasn't because of you, I wouldn't be where I am. It's like very disingenuous when they say that. But yeah, just because a creator has a following that does not care that they made a mistake does not mean that another creator is exempt from criticism because their audience cares. There are different audiences, they have different values, they have different opinions, and it's totally valid, And just because somebody does one thing does not mean it's okay for other people to do it. Now, I don't think she should be getting death threats or anything like that. I did see a few comments that were sort of like questionable, but most of the comments were just expressing their disappointment because she decided to promote this and giving the reasons why they were disappointed. So she came out with an apology, which I think was really good. She owned up to her mistakes. She apologized. She explained her reasoning why she couldn't do the video. At the end of the day, that's the only thing that she could do. There was still some of her fans saying this is the bare minimum, or this is not, this is not enough. And like, at that point, I don't know what you expect her to do because there's nothing else she can do. The only thing she can do is take accountability. She cannot go back in past and prevent herself from posting that video. That's not possible. So she owning up to her mistakes is the only thing that she can do. She trying to be better after that and show that she learned from those mistakes is the only thing that she can do. And so you have to give her time to do that at the same time. And if the apology was not enough for you, just move on. That's the only thing. I know a lot of people are gonna say, like, oh, that's your answer to everything. But when it comes to influencers, first, you shouldn't trust them blindly because you cannot even trust your neighbor blindly. Like, you don't know who that person really is. So how can you trust a person that you don't even know? But also, when it comes to creators that do something that disappoints you or that you don't align with, the only thing you can do is just move on. You investing your time on them is what makes them money. So you choosing to remove yourself from that situation is the only thing that you can do for your mental health. At the end of the day, you cannot make somebody do something that they don't want to do. And people make mistakes. People are not perfect. I do believe, in my opinion, if a creator does something that I don't like, that just goes against my values, I would probably just stop watching them completely and not even give them a chance to apologize or anything like that, because they already show their true colors to me. So it's like, they can apologize and they can try to make it better, but I just know who they are, and I just, I can choose just to remove myself and go support somebody else that I think deserves it more than just sit here and demand things from this creator. Because, like, at the end of the day, what do I get from that? They still did what they did. It's like when people cheat on you. It's like they did still cheat on you. Them apologizing is not gonna erase what they cheat on you. It's gonna probably make you feel better. Like, probably can give you some closure and stuff, but it's not gonna erase their past and the actions that they committed. They still committed those actions. To me, that she decided to compromise her values for a check, because let's be honest, that's the only reason why she decided to take this brand deal, and this was because of the money. So to me, it's very telling that, oh, she was okay with compromising her values for money. That's all that I need to know. She apologizing for that is not gonna make better. She still did what she did. For some people, it can be enough for her to apologize and own up to her mistakes, and for some people, it's not gonna be enough. If you're on the second group, then the only thing you can do is just move on. That's the only thing you can do. She cannot do anything else. She did all that she could do. Like, I don't know what more they expected from her, because she did the only thing she could do. She took down the video. She apologized. She owned up to her mistake. She didn't deflect. She didn't blame anybody else other than her. And there's nothing else that she can do. So I do think sometimes people just love to hate people online. I don't know why people just like to complain. Like, I don't want to say people just like to complain. A lot of people say like, oh, it's not that deep, and my answer to that is always like, this is not water, this is not a river, this is not a fucking ocean. You can make things as deep as you fucking want. So if people want to make this into a really big debate and a really big conversation about how AI and how influencers are willing to just sell out, they can. They definitely can. And yeah, this video took me 40 minutes when I could have just resumed that in like 5 minutes. So yeah, anyway.